investors were just watching that call and just waiting to see how he was going to respond. And when he's apologizing and when he's talking about profit quarter after quarter, you could just see that after-hour trading just spike. Right. And we've seen that this morning. And I think people were kind of relieved that he just put on a boring conference call.
They want to see boring. They want to see, I guess, some predictability in all of this. But again, I guess, what's the next test? Or does this buy him so much room that there's nothing unless he disrupts it?
Right. Right now, it's going to be about executing, right? I mean, he's shown the ability to do 5,000 Model 3s in a single week. Now he has to do it week after week after week and make that 50,000, 55,000 target this quarter, and then continue to do that in the fourth quarter and just really just execute on the plan.
We are seeing, Phil, the Wall Street community kind of reacting in kind to this, saying there are signs of life, raising their price targets on some of these issues. I mean, this is something that people are going to look back and say this was a turning point, or?
Well, yeah, Becky, I think some will look at this as an inflection point. I've heard a few people say in the last 24 hours, well, look, this is a case where Elon finally put to rest any notion that this company might go bankrupt, might run out of money. Look, there are a lot of hurdles in the future. You were talking with Tim about, how much room does this buy them? Theoretically, it probably buys them 3 months, 4 months of a little bit of breathing room. But let's say they don't hit 6,000 vehicles, 6,000 Model 3s per week by the end of August. It will take 5 minutes for Twitter to light up with people saying, here we go. They cannot execute. They cannot perform as they have promised. And when you have China having to come online relatively quickly, they haven't even broken ground there. They haven't even signed aside from a memorandum of understanding. I mean, there are a lot of details that still need to be worked out with that. Tim has written about the fact that they're hoping to announce some kind of a factory in Europe, perhaps by the end of this year. I mean, there's a lot of growth out there potentially. And there are also a lot of stumbling blocks out there in terms of, can you hit this marker? How quickly can you hit this marker?
Tim, you're definitely seeing some of the shorts get shaken out a little bit today, but my guess is some of the biggest names aren't going away anytime soon, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, so, the second quarter might be remembered as the period where the shorts will say, hey, this is when the cracks in the facade started to really come clear and the downfall began. Or, the second quarter might be that period in time in the Tesla big story, in the big history, when Elon Musk his myth kind of grows, and he was able to overcome all of the hurdles and push the company and make the next big bet.
And which one do you think it is?
Well, I think time will tell, right? We'll see next year if, how many Model 3s they're able to crank out.
They said that they were producing about 5,000 a week. Do you believe that number? The reason I asked the question is because if you look at the shorts who are running around Twitter and online, they think that, the books are being cooked somehow.
Well, I don't have any proof to say that they didn't make 5,000 a week at the end of last quarter. If you look around parking lots around California, there's been lots of photos of lots and lots of Model 3s. So they're clearly cranking things out of that factory.